emerge from that plane at any moment. And while we're waiting for that, John Holman is standing by for us at the airport. John.
Yeah, the staircase, as you can probably see in our pictures here, has just come down. So we're expecting President Morales to come out any moment. You're seeing there, I think, the Mexican Foreign Minister, Marcelo Ebrard, who's gone to the steps of the plane to greet him as he comes off. I think it's been quite a long night as well for Marcelo Ebrard. I was just telling you about the efforts that Mexican diplomacy has made to bring him here. He actually said that it was a very sticky situation when they first picked up ex-President Morales. He said that they landed this plane that you can see in front of you now in a Bolivian airfield, that they got President Morales on board, and then Bolivian authorities didn't allow the plane to leave. And that there were armed forces within the airfield. There were ex-President Morales' supporters outside of the airfield, and it was a very tense atmosphere. Eventually, the plane did get off the ground. It then had to go to Paraguay because Peru wouldn't let it go into its airspace. Marcelo Ebrard, the Mexican foreign minister, said that there were political considerations there, and it had to take quite a torturous route to get here to Mexico. That's why it's arriving quite a bit later than was expected. There you can see him, ex-President Evo Morales, after a long trip through the night from Bolivia. Just gave a quick wave and now he's getting off the plane. He said that he's very grateful to Mexico for its help and for giving him this asylum. Actually, there was a photo that was tweeted of him with a Mexican flag on him during the flight, and now he's touching Mexican soil, probably feeling safe for the first time in a couple of days for him. We're not sure the people that are coming with him. The Mexican Foreign Minister, Marcelo Ebrard, said he couldn't disclose who was going to be accompanying him, so we don't know if these are family members or other members of his staff, of his administration.
Yeah, and it's important to note, John, that as far as Evo Morales is concerned, this is not the end for him. He has stated his intention to return to Bolivia soon with strength, to quote his words. He certainly feels that he was forced into this situation, and he's grateful to the Mexican government for granting him asylum for now. But he leaves a country that is, of course, very polarized and for the moment, leaderless.
That's entirely correct. He definitely feels that this was a military coup. As I talk to you, let's take Vanessa, and let's go, camerawoman here, and let's go to where he'll be sort of running a little bit of a press gauntlet here to talk to different reporters. So yes, he definitely feels that this was a military coup, and the military publicly came out and asked him to resign. You can see him now going through this gauntlet. He doesn't appear to be taking questions. He doesn't appear to be taking questions as he goes. And it seems that he's about to speak to us. President Morales is about to speak. Let's see what he has to say. I think, first of all, the Mexican foreign minister might come first. Yeah, so let's see what... They seem to be deciding who's going to speak first. And as you were saying, ex-President Morales has said that he sees this as an opportunity to refresh. He hopes to be going back to Bolivia. As you said, he sees this as a military coup. His rivals would see this as a fraudulent election that forced him out. The Mexican foreign minister now giving the welcome to him. Saying it's a very happy day for Mexico to give him asylum. And now that he's here, in Mexico and to give him protection for his life. Evo Morales is now going to speak to us. Greeting to my brother, the Foreign Minister of Mexico. I'm here with my Vice President, who until 2 or 3 days ago was the Vice President of Bolivia. You know very well, members of the press, after our triumph in the first round of the Bolivian elections, the coup began. 3 weeks ago now, that this coup, police from civil society. The results were given exactly 3 weeks ago by the Electoral Tribunal. And he's referring to the opposition protesters. They burnt houses, they burnt public buildings. They looted the house of my sister and burnt it. And they looted my house also in Cochabamba. And we avoided this thanks to my neighbors. They used intimidation against mayors of 2 important cities in Mexico. Who had to resign because of so much intimidation, kidnapping, threats to burn them. It's talking about the leaders of unions now, about the threats against them. I decided to resign so that there wouldn't be more of a bloodbath, more violence. I want to tell you that. I want to tell you that we're very thankful that the President of Mexico saved my life. Because on the 9th of November, Saturday, a member of the security team for the army that asked in exchange for $50,000 that I believe that they handed me in exchange for $50,000. So I thank the Foreign Minister here for saving my life. For the different parts of the process of liberation, of the laborers, farm workers,
así a mis compañeros del trópico. Hasta el último momento nos dio seguridad. Es decir, llegamos a
All of our supporters, they gave me security until the last moment. Thank you to them.
las autoridades. Pero también quiero decirles, hermanas y hermanos, mientras tenga la vida,
And I want to say, brothers and sisters, that while I have life,
seguimos en política.
I'll stay in politics.
Mientras tenga la vida, sigue la lucha
The struggle continues,
y estamos seguros que los pueblos del mundo tienen todo el derecho a la libertad.
and we're sure that all of the people of the world have the freedom to liberate themselves from discrimination, humiliation,
Pero surge otros grupos que no respetan la vida,
because other groups come up that don't respect life.
será parte de las luchas ideológicas, programáticas, culturales y sociales.
And it's part of the struggle, ideological.
Si algo de delito tengo, que es indígena eres.
If I have one crime, it's that I'm indigenous.
Según el presidente, hemos implementado programas sociales
We've implemented social
para los más
programs
humildes,
for the poorest,
buscando la igualdad, la justicia.
looking for equality and
Yo estoy
justice.
convencido, solo haber paz cuando se va a garantizar la justicia social.
There'll only be peace when there's
Y nuestro
social justice.
peor delito o pecado es que ideológicamente somos antiimperialistas.
And our worst crime is that we're anti-imperialist.
No por este golpe voy a cambiar
Not for this coup I'm going to change.
ideológicamente. No por este golpe voy a cambiar
I'm not going to change ideologically for this coup.
de haber trabajado con los sectores más humildes.
I worked for the poorest sectors.
Hemos reducido bastante la extrema pobreza en especial.
We've reduced extreme
Es una
poverty.
lección más para aprender, es una lección más
But it's another lesson to get stronger, for the fight of the people to become stronger.
Hermanas y hermanos, muchas gracias. De verdad, muy
Many thank
agradecido.
you.
Muchas gracias, hermano presidente, muchas gracias al gobierno. Estamos contentos, lo más importante es cómo estar
We-
con vida
We're very content. The most important is to be alive.
al lado del pueblo boliviano. Muchas gracias.
Many thank you. And the Mexican Foreign Ministry is now saying that there won't be any questions. That's the last we'll see of Evo Morales for now on his arrival into Mexico. He especially there spoke about some of his achievements. He was speaking about reducing extreme poverty. He reduced extreme poverty by almost half in Bolivia. He was speaking about standing up for the indigenous people. He was talking about that there's only peace when there's social justice in the country. What opponents would say is that he shouldn't have been running in the last election in Bolivia. They'll say that he changed the constitution to be able to run in that election, and he did so after a referendum that he actually lost, where the people voted narrowly that he shouldn't be running in the election. After that, in the election, the Organization of American States said that there were serious irregularities. So it's a complex situation here for a president who, over nearly 14 years, did do a lot, especially for the poor and vulnerable in Bolivia.
All right, John, we're going to let you take a well-deserved breather there for us. All right, actually, no, sorry, we're going to stay with you for now. As you say there, Evo Morales remaining defiant as he arrives in Mexico City, saying that he will continue in politics and that this has been, as far as he is concerned, a coup. And it remains to be seen what happens in Bolivia, of course, with that power vacuum. But the Mexican government has certainly made it clear with accepting his claim of asylum that they are standing behind him. But opinion on Evo Morales throughout the region has remained divided, with the US, of course, taking the other side.
Yeah, definitely, and it seems really to have gone into sort of right and left blocs. Countries like Nicaragua, Venezuela, Cuba have, just as Evo Morales, they've called it a coup in Bolivia. They pointed to the fact that the military publicly said that they would like him to resign. On the other hand, countries like Brazil, which is pretty far to the right now, and also Colombia, which has got quite a rightist president. Brazil itself said that there was no coup. What there was some fraudulent elections. Colombia has said that now there should be law and order in the country, and we should get it on with the process of new elections and a transition to something new. So it does seem divided on regional lines. Of course, the United States also counts for a lot in Latin America, and the United States is very much on the side of sort of saying, almost celebrating the transition from ex-President Morales and going on to call for new elections as well. Now, of course, there's another element to this, and that's the Organization of American States. Now, they were observing the elections. They first said that they had doubts about the elections and that there might be irregularities in the elections. They called that after there was a 24-hour gap between the first results coming out of a rapid count that showed it going to the second round. That was then paused. And then when those results came back 24 hours later, it seemed President Morales was going to win outright. That was really the start of all of this, and now it's snowballed to what you see now. The ex-president of Bolivia in exile.
All right, John, thanks for that. Appreciate all of your reporting there and for stepping in as translator for us there earlier when Evo Morales was speaking. We'll have lots more on this story and the others we are covering in half an hour from now in our 18G News Hour. Stay with us for that.